The Rock County Medical Examiner's Office names a person who died in an officer-involved shooting in Beloit May 16th. The person was identified as 54-year-old Gregory Tracy from South Beloit. Police were sent to the 2000 block of Frederick Street for reports of a woman who was stabbed. Tracy is accused of having an edged weapon and making threats. Police say they then used a tactic to stop Tracy but failed. An officer then shot at Tracy, where he died at the scene.